Now we're streaming, baby.
Woo.
Hold on now.
How did I not click that?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know, but you know.
Well,
So
okay.
yeah, I was actually reading that or looking at that article, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I mean, do they? I mean, oh
Yep,
wow,
we're
I,
live.
that's kind of weird. I mean, do they? I mean,
Hold on now. I gotta turn this off. Damn amateurs.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
we're
it's been
live. We're rolling.
right. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
7 years since we've done this, and
Yeah.
might have gotten a little bit rusty, but you know, it's going to be like
Yeah.
riding a
We'll get
bike.
our sea legs back after a minute.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
It's all
now,
good.
now, what do you think? I mean, do you think that was real?
Mm, that video is like 3.5 hours long or something like that, 4 hours long. And when somebody first brought it to my attention, I started playing it and I thought, ooh, this reminds me of our UAP congressional hearings we just had, a month or so ago. And it's the government of Mexico. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a good thing. And I kind of sped forward because I didn't have 3.5 hours to listen to a bunch of people talking a language I didn't understand. So,
Right, right.
but,
As long as our subtitle or subtitles can get you.
and I saw, I think they say his name, Jaime Maussan. And I
Mhm.
thought, oh, hold on. Uh, because I mean, he's been around in Mexico for years, and I think in the beginning of his career, he was, uh, he brought forward some good stuff. But as years went by, I don't know. I know that a few years back, he got dinged really bad with some other fake mummy or something of a
Oh,
child.
really?
And then whatever he came out with, it was determined that it was actually the mummy of a 2-year old child or something like that. You know, and so in my eyes, I mean, I don't know him, and I hate to put anybody down, but his credibility was a little less than stellar in my eyes. So when I saw him, and then I saw the boxes they rolled out, I thought, okay, this ain't gonna be good. Then when I saw those things, those alleged alien bodies, I thought, what? Really? I'm not. I don't know. And okay, now I saw the X-rays, and I'm like, okay, they do have bones and stuff. I mean, I saw the X-rays. I could not understand what he was saying, so I can't. I don't want to say bad things about. I understand that he was talking about, you know, testing that was done on them, and that he freely invited other scientists to come and test them and all that stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if the guy was going to whip out a hoax that he knew was a hoax on the Mexican government, he certainly wouldn't be inviting science to come and look at them and test them on their own and stuff.
Right,
So is
right.
he, so I got to wonder, you know, are they real, or is he getting, punked, for lack of a better way to put it,
Right, right.
like he did previously. Anyway, in an overall picture, I felt it's just all it's done is really split the UFO community even further, and people are like, oh, that's some shit. That's all fake. It's a hoax. And then other people are like, hold on a minute,
Right.
everything can't be fake. Everything can't be a hoax. And I'm like, well, maybe it can. I don't know. But
I mean,
so I'm withholding judgment. I would assume that the Mexican government who brought them in here did some reasonable vetting.
mhm,
But, I mean, one would think,
right,
you wouldn't just wheel that shit into the congressional hall, to the House in Congress,
right.
without there being stuff. But, so I don't know. I'm just kind of keeping my distance. I'm just like, I like to just, I'm skeptical, but I'm not going to form any solid opinion right now. I'm just going to watch,
Right.
if nothing else, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I mean, and the thing is, to me, like you said, I mean, why would you want to invite all of these people to come and look at this finding and it be
you know,
BS?
yeah, it makes me feel like he believes it really is. I mean, from what I hear him saying anyway, I get the feeling that he believes these are legit. You know, I don't know whether I trust his judgment after the last go round. That's the point. But then
Right.
again, you know what? I am not a scientist. I am not a professional anything. I'm professional at being retired at this point. So I mean, I feel like I don't have the right to cast a lot of judgment upon him or any of the other people involved in this at this point. I know that
Mhm.
one dude, let me see, I have his name here. Where did it go? Doggone it. Give me in mind. Oh, here. Ryan Graves, who was involved in this, put this on UFO Twitter, you know, and I'll just read it to you real quick. It's just a
Sure. Yeah.
tweet
Yeah.
because he was there. Avi Loeb was there. He said after the U.S. congressional UFO hearing, I accepted an invitation to testify before the Mexican Congress, hoping to keep up the momentum of government interest in pilot experiences with UAP. Unfortunately, yesterday's demonstration was a huge step backwards for this issue. My testimony centered on sharing my experience and the UAP reports that I hear from commercial and military aircrew through ASA's witness program. I will continue to raise awareness of UAP as an urgent matter of aerospace safety, national security, and science, but I am deeply disappointed by this unsubstantiated stunt. So that's from Ryan Graves, who was apparently there at this
Yeah.
hearing. So
So
I don't think
basically,
I don't think a lot of people were told that they knew this was going to happen. This was like
yeah.
right near the end, they kind of whipped it out on them, and it's like, whoa, wait, I wouldn't
Huh.
appreciate that. I would not
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't know that I would either. Um, but with the whole Mexican thing going on, and then going into the Mexican political platform, party, house, their Capitol Hill, or whatever the hell they want to call it, with the stuff that's going on here in the U.S. with the congressional committees and whatnot, where are we at with that? I mean, to truth be told, I've not followed a whole lot of it. When Deb and I started talking about the show and getting it back together, a lot of that had already gone on, I believe. So I didn't really do my research, and I'm a bad host.
I don't know that much about it either. I mean, I watched the hearings on TV live. I watched them. I think it was on C-SPAN. I watched them both. There was another one a year ago, I think, and then I watched the latest one.
Mhm.
I was impressed with the witnesses that came forward and were. I was impressed with some of the questions from some of the politicians. They actually took it seriously. They asked some good questions.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of disrespect or poo-pooing of it, and overall, I felt afterwards that it was it was a good step forward. I was
Mhm.
happy to see them taking things seriously. I haven't delved much into it after that. Then this David Grush came forward. I think, and he was there, and I saw some interviews that he did, and I felt that he was sincere. I felt like he was telling the truth that he knew. A
Yeah.
lot of people pointed out, well, he was only just telling. people, he was just saying what other people told him. He hadn't actually seen it himself. But you gotta, this guy had good high clearance, security clearance. There was some stuff he couldn't ask. They kept asking him questions during the hearing. And he would tell them, I can't answer that unless we're in like a skiff, in a secured place. I can't answer this in public because it's classified.
Right.
And, I'm thinking to myself, why the hell don't you guys do this in a skiff then? Why? I mean, and then the other part of me is thinking they probably already have you, big dummy. These guys asking questions just haven't been privy to it yet. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway,
yeah.
I feel like ufology took a big and even though it wasn't a huge step forward, it was an important step.
Okay.
And I feel my main thing has always been the stigma surrounding reporting UFOs. I don't care whether you're reporting a CE5 or if you saw a light in the sky, or if you're a pilot. I want people to be able to feel comfortable to put a report in without worrying about losing their jobs, their pensions, their spouses. I don't want the stigma to be around. Just to acknowledge, you don't even have to tell me that they're extraterrestrial from some other planet. Just acknowledge that there's something else beside us that we may not ever know for sure where they are from, or if they're even from right here, but just acknowledge that there's more than what we think, and to give people the space to be able to report it. I think that's happening, and if that's all we get out of this, I'll be thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here's a funny thing happened to me. It was not funny. I went to a funeral, and it was after. No, shut up, asshole. I went to the funeral of a friend of mine who passed away, an acquaintance of mine, I guess, really. And it was right after the hearings had been televised, and we're all over all of the mainstream media news organizations, right? They were all talking about it. And the great thing was they weren't laughing about it or rolling their eyes or snickering like they used to do. So they were actually legitimately reporting on it for the first time in my life. But when I was there, and there were a bunch of people gathered around, and someone that I knew from years ago, he came up to me, he goes, "Oh, it's so good to see you again." He goes, "Hey, did you hear that the government's saying that UFOs are real now? That they're really a thing?" And he goes, "Look, you're not crazy after all." I said, "Oh, well, I'm still crazy, but UFOs are real." I mean, that was a surprise, and
yeah,
it made me feel like, okay, well, then I feel good about it, but it's just we got a long way to go. And like the poor David, after all that came out, then somebody allegedly leaked, quote unquote, the fact that he had some PTSD and other issues with emotional stuff. I think maybe he's even on the spectrum or something like that. And it's like, that's real shitty. Whoever did that. I mean, it doesn't change how I feel about what he said, and his testimony, because his testimony was, you could tell when he talked, he was very articulate, very intelligent. He, was confident in what he was saying. And so it didn't change me at all, but it pissed me off because I'm like, who the cares if the guy has PTSD? What do you expect? If he's been,
right. Yeah.
I have PTSD,
Right. Yeah.
and people, if they want to use that against me because of what I've experienced, they can bite me.
Right.
I mean, I watched my husband kill himself. I had a tornado drop a house on me, plus I had some crazy shit happen in '83 that wrecked my life for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go get therapy. I get EMDR therapy for my PTSD. At least I'm getting therapy, and I don't judge other people.
Right.
So, but I just think I thought that was an intentional effort to try to discredit him, which is just some shitty stuff. I just don't. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, no. I mean, yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from. I mean, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Come on, let's get some Cowboy Bob going on in here.
The fact that somebody
You
has
know?
PTSD over some stuff that happened in their
And what?
life, all that does is
And what
tell me that
happens
they're
with
a human being. And
right? Yeah, yeah. I
because
don't know, man.
depending on
People,
what you went through, sometimes PTSD is the way a normal person would react.
exactly. Yeah,
Like how would a
for sure.
normal person react to having a tornado drop a house on them? PTSD. Okay.
Right.
So anxiety, I get all that. I have that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting times we're living in because there's all kinds of shit going on all at once, with
Yeah.
governments and UFO stuff and other stuff. And it's just like, phew, thank God for Xanax. Jesus Christ. Sometimes that's the
See,
only way I can go to sleep is just to quiet it all down because it's all
yeah.
just going.
But see, I'm the opposite. When my mind quiets down like that, I start seeing things and hearing
Start
things,
what? Oh.
seeing seeing things and hearing things, and weird stuff happens. And I mean, we were taking the right. What was it? Oh, is the pink pills that they don't give you anymore? Darvocets?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
I
I
had
haven't.
mouth surgery is way back in the day. I mean, like
Oh.
2010, 2011.
I could never take that stuff. It always made me sick to my stomach and I puke.
Really? I I would take it and lucid dreams, and I mean, I woke up with some kind of spirit girl at the end of the bed. Uh,
Hmm.
it reminded me of like the Ring type look. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I
that's
mean,
creepy.
right? I mean, I'd see her up. We had like a plant shelf in our bedroom, and above the closet, and we had some totes up there because the house was like, I don't know, 800 square foot. It was a small house, and I would wake up and I would see her against the wall next to the tote, kind of crawled up back into the corner, looking around the tote at me. Um, just weird stuff like that. And and when I wasn't taking him, I mean, I would still have experiences, but I wouldn't have anything that intense, deep. So I don't know. It was just it was a weird experience. I think I told you this, but the house that was catty corner from us on the street was so old that they had the family plot in the basement,
Oh,
right? So we had a lot of activity at that place. A
in
lot
the
of
old farm, you remember the old farmhouse I used to live in before I moved up here into
yeah.
town?
Mhm.
Um, we found when I first moved in there. I mean, my late husband's family. I mean, his grandparents owned that house, and he grew up in that house as a kid, and he raised his kids there. I mean, that house has been in the family the whole time it's been standing. I found a tombstone in the basement. One of those old fashioned, it was an actual tombstone. And I can't remember what it said on it, but I know the name Lerner was on it. So it was a family member. Why it was in our basement, I do not know.
Well, from what I found out way back in the day, that's what they did. I mean, it blew my mind to learn that, but they would actually bury family members in the basement.
That's
Viewing at
scary.
the house, right? You know, like that front room at the Rhodes Hotel
Yeah.
with the bay window where they would show the dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's kind of how they did it then, is they show them and then go bury them in the basement.
Huh.
I don't
Well, I knew
want that.
that most funerals were in the home, the wakes and all
Yeah,
that, and they have them in the parlor. But
right. Yeah, I don't know that I want that kind of
mm,
Ricky Bobby evil.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
mind it if it was family, but if it was some stranger I didn't know, I'd feel kind of weird walking around on their grave every day. But
yeah, yeah.
family, I don't know. I'm not. I don't have fear about, but if I knew who they were, I'd be like, okay, rest in peace. I love you. Bye. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or whatever. But
Yeah, I don't know that I could do that. Nope, 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 nope. That's like, uh, I was joining. I was in the chat for one of the shows that Deb was doing this week, and they were talking about antiquing.
Oh yeah, I saw what you said. Never buy antiques.
You can GTFO with that, buddy, because
This dude had a lot of dolls. Remember, old dolls.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that you lost your mind. Don't ever take anything from dead people. Don't go antiquing. Don't take old furniture from dead people. Basically, just don't take dead people's shit. That's
I
it.
don't.
That's all you got to do.
I do not like antiques. I don't.
Yeah.
I never have. I don't know if it's because I feel things around them unconsciously, but I do. First of all, I don't like the way they smell. They all smell old and mothbally. I don't like that. And when you got a whole house full of them, I think your house smells
That's
old.
what smell.
Yeah. And I just, and there's only one style of old furniture that I liked, and that's the Lane cedar chests, that waterfall style with the veneer that,
Oh, yeah.
And that's because I have one because it was my mother's. Like I said, my dad bought it for my mom on their first anniversary. And then it went through the tornado and it got wrecked up, but it wasn't destroyed. And I found a guy who was willing to restore it, but it cost me like $350.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? You can't replace something like that.
No.
And it took him several months, but when it came back, it was absolutely gorgeous. I wish my parents were still alive so they could see it.
Yeah.
My older sister had it in her garage with paint cans all over it for probably 5 or 6 years after my dad passed away. And then she said, "You want this? If you don't want it, I'm going to give it away." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I want it." And I took it home and I tried to fix it up myself a little. I had some little doilies on it and everything, So, I mean, in a way, the tornado did me a favor because it forced me to go actually really fix it up nice. So,
right.
And now I'm going to give it to my granddaughter, whether she likes it or not. I've been giving her my favorite stuff now for the last few years, just in case I croak unexpectedly. That way I know she has all the good shit.
Right. Yeah. See, I hate that.
But you know what? My kids don't want my stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving this girl things like jewelry and
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of antiques. Like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm not a fan of going to hospitals.
Yeah.
Either to be a patient or to visit. When I'm in them, I feel uneasy and guarded. I feel like I must guard myself all the way around because I don't want to bring anybody home with me unexpectedly. I mean, there's been a couple times when I've been actually in a hospital and I've had literally said out loud, "No, not today." But, I mean, I have. And people been looking at me like that girl crazy, but
it's just where she's got to go. Psych ward.
Nope, not today. You need to move on down the hallway somewhere because it ain't happening on my watch.
Right.
I don't know why. I mean, I do. I just feel it. I don't know why, but I just feel weird. Like when I'm in the hospital, because I feel like they see me. They don't see everybody, but they see me and they are attracted to me because I'm different. They see me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, and I know that sounds crazy.
I totally understand. No, I mean,
I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like that sometimes.
We've been in the paranormal long enough to know that just sometimes people are beacons. It is how it is. And I mean, that just is one of the things that you have to deal with when you've had experiences, when you've had things that even with ufology, with the paranormal, it wasn't really until after my first paranormal experience that I started seeing things and hearing things, and from that point, it just kind of grows. So yeah, the whole hospital thing. There's been times that I used to do. Remember when I did the paper route
Yeah, I
way
do.
back in the day?
Yeah.
I used to have to go into the hospital, and one of the boxes were back around by the morgue. And every day I would come out of there, and the first thing I would say, look, if anybody's with me, you can't come with me. There's not enough room for you in the car. There's too many papers. So you can't come home with me. You can't attach to me. Bye-bye. Every
Bye-bye.
night I had to go in there. I would do that. And then even worse is we had to do an old folks home across the street. Did that there too. But you have to protect yourself. It just, there's so much. But I mean, the thing now is, from what I've learned and found out over the years, is that hell, you can go down to the Walmart and you can walk up the food aisle and come out with 2 attachments. I mean, it is what it is.
I
But
had an experience in the Walmart one time, and it wasn't
yeah,
your people of Walmart kind of experience either. Like the guy with the pizza pants and the Fruit Loop shirt I saw on the internet the other day. I ain't mad though, because I like pizza and Fruit Loops. So,
right.
but yeah, this was a legit like paranormal. I don't know if it was paranormal or UFO or what, but I was standing in the Walmart. I was looking at the rows and rows and rows of salad mix, the bags of salad. There are 8 million different choices
Right.
in it. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, which salad do I want? And I felt someone looking at me all of a sudden. You can feel when somebody's looking at you, like, I turned like this, and there standing at the other end of the salad thing was this tall, skinny, goth looking dude with all black, black shirt, black pants, black shoes, black hair, black eyes, pasty ass white, like Casbury white dude, but real skinny and real dark eyes and dark hair. And he was looking at me. And when I looked at him, it was like almost an unnatural, kind of Cheshire cat, big smile, like too big.
Yeah.
And the eyes got kind of big, like, it almost kind of reminded me of, I don't know, like a cartoon character. You know what I mean? And when he looked at me, and it startled me. And I was like,
as it should.
He was holding a basket in his arm, a shopping basket, the smaller
Yeah.
basket, And when I looked at him, and he went like right at me, and I went, and I turned around to like, no, don't look in my eyes. And then I thought, the fuck is he? And I turn around and look again, and he's gone. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? That ain't right.
Yeah.
There's no way he could have run off that quick. So I take off running to the end of the aisle, thinking, I'm going to see this dude going around the corner or walking down there, or something. I'm going to be like, who are you and why are you looking at me weird? Nobody there. I literally ran all the way down these aisles, looking down each aisle as I went.
Looking for him. Yeah.
Looking for him. I went all over the store. That dude was nowhere in that store.
Really?
I never saw him again. I looked all over that store for him. I went up the front, looking at all the checkouts, the exit doors, the help. That dude was not there. And
it sounds like a Slender Man sighting.
It was weird as shit. And it was like, I don't know. And then I thought maybe he just tested me to see if I could see him, or maybe he just was a bored spirit floating around the Walmart and go, I think I'm going to fuck with this one. Let's see what she does. I'm bored.
Oh, look at that. Look at that lantern over there.
Yeah.
Let's go over a jack with her.
But it was just so bizarre. And it was in the middle of the day in a Walmart.
Oh, yeah. The way you explained it sounds a lot like the tales of Slender Man that I've heard and read about relating to paranormal stuff. After the show, I'll Google a picture and send it to you. But what you described sounds a lot like that. And there's there's skepticism as in the paranormal field is like, is it real? Is it not real? I mean,
Whatever the
more
hell
or
I
less,
saw was
you
real.
just saw that shit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's real. We'll put
Whatever
that
I
in
saw was real. I don't know
real.
what the hell it was, but it freaked me the hell out.
Yeah, I
I didn't
would.
even buy my damn salad bag. I just went and left
See,
because I
that's
was like,
messed up. He's
that's
like, no,
creepy. Yeah, nope. I
screw
went
that
across the
salad.
street to Myers. Screw you. I'm not coming back to Walmart no more.
Go across the street and get Burger King and go home.
Yeah, it was
No,
bizarre.
no more shopping.
That was flippy.
That sounds like it. You know, I've never had. I will say the only weird experience like that I've ever had is again on the paper route because let's face it, I'm
Paper
running the
routes
street
are like that.
from midnight until about 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm prime time for weird crapola to happen in that time frame. And I saw an insectoid. I saw a bug, and the
A
bug was
full
every bit
size body one.
7 foot tall, and it was
Dang.
upright, inverted knees.
Ew.
So, I mean, insectoid. No, that's not right. What's the damn word, Deb?
The mantis.
Yeah.
It looks like
Or,
it looks like a praying mantis.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was walking across the street. I was on my way home on the paper route, and of course, well, you were drunk. No, I wasn't. I was working, but I mean, at that time, I mean, I'm wide awake. I've had like 2 coffees and a and a big slurp from the convenience store. I mean, I'm live at 5, but it was brown, and it walked down into the ditch. But by the time I got to the ditch, because you know how we roll, what the hell was that? And I'm trying to look, there was nothing there. I mean, but it was 7 foot tall.
That's
It was
bizarre.
it was crazy, and that kind of spooked me a little bit.
Oh, you know
But
what? I've seen something. It was, but it wasn't 7 feet tall. It was like probably 3 feet tall, maybe. And I was taking my son. My son was going to school at Ivy Tech up here, and I was giving him a ride to school. So it was during the day, and it was out in the country, and we're driving, and there was like wheat fields or something on either side of us, and there was nothing else around, because I was cutting through the back way to go to the school. And all of a sudden, this thing comes out of the wheat field. Or it was either cornfield or wheat field or something. It comes out of the field, and there's like, I don't know, maybe this much of a gap of road between the field and the side of the road, and then the road. So it comes out of the field, and it starts running along the side of the road, right? And at first I thought, it looked like a lizard on its hind legs, only taller. But then when we got closer to it, and I'm like poking my son, Robbie, what is that? And he's like, don't make me look, Mom. I don't want to look. He was freaking out. He said, I can't look. And I'm like, Robbie, I'm trying to drive. What the hell is that? And he goes, don't make me look, Mom. This was a grown ass kid, like a teenager, like 18 years old. He's like, don't make me look. And I'm like, what is it? I'm going to pull over. And he goes, don't pull. When I said I was going to pull over so I could get a look at it, I thought he lost his shit, man. And I'm like, okay, I won't stop. Good God. He was almost in tears. He was freaking out because he saw it. And I guess, I don't know what. I'm telling you, it looked like a little skinny man. Only, it was no kind of animal I've ever seen.
yeah.
Have you ever seen a lizard standing up and running?
Yeah.
Like, only it had longer legs and a shorter tail, but it had that kind of head. Okay, we don't have that shit in Indiana. Not up here.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have them running.
Either.
No, we don't have them 3 foot tall running lizards in Indiana. I'm just telling you right now. I have no idea what in the hell that was, but whatever it is, it scared the shit out of my son.
I don't think I can go to school, Ma. You might want to take me home.
You know what? I dropped him off and I went back the same way. And I kept thinking, by God, I hope the hell I was watching. I wanted to see it again. I couldn't believe my eyes. And I wanted to see it again and see what it was. But I was going like creeping real slow down the road, looking at each, and I never saw it again. But I went hunting for it. I've never, and you know what? To this day, when I drive out in the country, I am mindful of shit that runs out of the fields, and that is exactly why.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
You have to be. I mean,
I'd be a lot more afraid of your 7-foot tall mantis than I would be of this 4-foot tall running lizard looking thing.
Well,
but
you know,
it's bizarre.
I was kind of in the same mindset as you. I wasn't necessarily scared, but I was just, what in the hell was that?
Yeah.
And when I tell the story, and I'm thinking in my head at the time, I wanted to tell this story, and not one effort's going to believe me of what I saw. And of course, it was a time of where you could pull your phone out and take a picture. I just wasn't fast enough.
We didn't have this happened at a time when we didn't have. I think I had the first cell phone in Howard County, and it was one of those flip phones that used to set your head on fire after 3 minutes, and you had to hold it out like this. I mean,
that's why they did speaker phones.
I know, big chunky ass phones, and they were hot as hell. I'm like,
this can't,
wait. This can't be good.
Did you have the? It was long, about, I don't know, 10 inches long and about 2.5 inches wide, and it was just and it had the little numbers down the center pad.
I had a Nokia, which was long and skinny.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the flip phone, the one it was like it almost looked like a tank body. And then you flip the top up, and then you had this giant, like octagon, or not octagon, but rectangular with the curved bottom battery. And you hold it up to your ear and talk, and it would set your head on fire. I'm like, I thought to myself, this cannot be good.
Right.
I am not holding this up to my head no more, because it's hot as hell, But that was the first cell phone, I think, in Howard County, and the service was shitty. You know, half the time you couldn't get, and the one thing that was harder to get used to than anything else was that there was no dial tone. And in my mind, I'm old, and I was used to picking up a phone and hearing a dial tone.
We used rotary phones.
Rotor, dial the number and whatnot. So to have a phone that didn't have a dial tone on it, when you went to call somebody, you're like, does this thing work?
Is it even on?
Is it working?
Yeah.
So, but this happened back then when that didn't.
Yeah. I had one of those bag phones. Set it on the hump of the transmission hump in the front seat with you. Yeah, that was terrible.
My girlfriend and I, she had a 65 Mustang, and it was a piece of shit, and it smoked like crazy in the back. But this was like in 73, okay? All right. And 74 maybe. And we had one of those princess phones. Remember those?
Oh yeah.
It's a Ma Bell phone. We took it out of her room, and we had it in her car, and we would drive around down Washington Street. And when we pull up at a stoplight with somebody, I'd take this phone and act like I was talking on the phone. That was our version of the mobile phone. Was this this pink princess phone that didn't even work. We were trying to impress people. We were not.
Right. You know, people in the other car was like, what the hell?
Yeah. And we would laugh, as we peeled out. But I was talking to her the other day, and we were having conversations about all the shit that I used to have happen to me when I was younger, and the stuff I've been through, all the paranormal stuff and UFO stuff. And I got to thinking, one of these days we should have her on as a guest. And what we do, I just bring her over to my house and I'll share it with her, because she's always said, if people could know the person you were before all this started and how you are now, they would know. I've known her since I was in the 7th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. Yeah, we've been friends for over 50 years and we've done everything together. We've married guys together, we've buried guys together, we've had kids, we've buried kids. I mean, buried parents, brothers, siblings, everything. I mean, life. She's like a sister.
Yeah.
I've been through more life with her than I have my own siblings, actually. She's my best friend for 55 years. And she can tell you because she went through all this stuff with me from early on. And she says, I would be happy to tell anybody who wants to listen. I'll tell them exactly how this has affected you and changed you. And some of the things that I've experienced, she was there for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the campground in Kentucky when I was 16 and those boys found us. She was there. Her whole family was there, you know. She even had her own experience when she was pregnant with one of her kids and seeing this thing in her window, looking back at her and realizing that it would have to be like 7 or 8 feet tall in order to look at her in the kitchen window like that, you know? So, I mean, she's even had some strange things. And we'll have her on a guest. We'll have her on as a guest one of these days, you know, because I think a lot of people will be interested in hearing what she has to say.
For sure. Set it up and let's do it.
Yeah. And also I've talked to a couple other people and we might have a guest here and there too. You know, every now and then, because I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk for 2 hours or.
You know what? This type of show, just for everyone, just so you know, this is the type of show that Deb and I have. Yeah. We talk. I mean, 85% of the time, nothing is scripted. We just talk, you know, shoot from the hip and kind of go where the show takes us. So,
and also once we get more viewers and people, if they want to if they have questions about anything, just ask and we shall do our best to answer. Definitely. It could be about my UFO cases or UFO cases in general or paranormal cases or paranormal stuff Greg's been doing or we've done or whatever. You know, Greg and I had oh my God. Yes. Do you remember? Okay. You remember the gal whose house we did in Kokomo?
Yes.
Remember we were just talking about her the other day.
Yeah. Last week. Yeah.
Guess who sent me a message on Facebook?
The daughter?
No, her, Astrid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
She's coming over this weekend.
No way.
Yes, way. The universe is bizarre, isn't it? I said, that is so weird because Greg and I were just talking about you. And she goes, you still do that radio? And I said, we just resurrected it. And she's like, oh, that's so exciting. She goes, I miss my people. You know, people like her daughter, that one we were talking about, we thought she was PK, you know. Well, she agrees. And I guess her daughter she's moved out now. She's, you know, grown up and she's got her own place and yeah. But she's still in the house that we were at.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have her come on as a guest one day too.
Oh hell yeah! We can talk about the investigation all night.
Yeah, we can talk about an investigation, show the tapes and stuff we have, and talk to her. Right. Yeah. You know? But isn't that wild?
That is wild. The universe is listening.
The universe is up to some shit, I'm telling you, because I have been on 4 shows in the last 3 days. One of them I was just on yesterday, Adnan's, the UFO Hub. I hadn't heard from him in years. He's a super nice guy. I met him when I was in Eureka Springs years ago.
Okay,
with him. He's been doing that UFO Hub forever and a day. And I'll tell you what, 90% of the email that I get, the first thing that people say is, I saw you on UFO Hub and I wanted to reach out. I mean, he's everywhere. And he just popped up out of the blue one day. And it's so weird because just that morning, I was going through an old file that I had with some contact information in it. And Adnan's name popped up. And I went, oh, look at Adnan. I haven't heard from him in years. I wonder how he's doing. He was such a nice guy. By God, I get a text. Dude, I get this text message that night. And it says, is this Deborah Cobble's cell phone? this is, and it is said Adnan when it popped up, and I go, it is. Is this Adnan? He goes, yeah. I goes, oh my God. And I said, this is so bizarre because I just thought of you this morning and your name came up. So the universe is up to something. I don't know what it is, but it's up to something, and I am here for it. Just bring me some money. That's all I ask.
Yeah, that
I got bills to pay.
You know that's right.
Shit.
Yeah. It is up to something. And I mean, the last year or so, and this is weird, the last year or so, I mean, I was unemployed for like 6 months. We were kind of, struggling and trying, we were getting through it. We're getting through it. Things, were super tight. And I finally, I got back to work, and this is just putting it out in the universe. I was like, dude, you got to help me. You've got to help me get through this. And got a job. Things are going really well. Deanna got a new job, and that's really well.
Awesome.
I'll talk about that later. And oh no, I dropped it. Caught it. But it's really weird. And in that time, and I it's one of those things where that you have to go through this to, for lack of better terms, level up. And in that time that I was off is when I got the push and the creative juices started rolling, and I reached out to you. I'm like, hey, what do you think about doing a show again? Got all that squared away. As soon as I had everything with this done, I get hit up on the phone by a place that I hadn't talked to in 2 years saying, hey, Master Brand is hiring again. Are you interested? And the rest was history. But it took the 6 months to get everything squared away, all the tech stuff, all the underlying things that need to be done, which I mean is not a whole lot, but it gave me that time frame to get all of my ducks in a row. But it's weird how that kind of just transformed from, being unemployed in April, going on my, something's got to give. I need some help here, to setting up the radio show again, to getting the job, to her getting a job. It's like, wow. And it's all, they tell you positive thinking. Well, it works.
Positive attracts positive.
Yep. Well, that's why I know you.
This has been, this is good for me too. I couldn't hear you. You blocked out. What did you say?
I was like,
I went through a period here about a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I found out some stuff about my health that wasn't pleasant. And I'm at an age now where every time you get something, you think, is this what's going to take me out? I'm not ready to go yet. I got a lot I still want to do. And so, I have to be thankful of the fact that what I have going on with me was found, because so many people die from it because they didn't know. And I can take steps to make it better. And I am. And I'm going in the right direction, and I'm feeling better. And I had gotten to the point where, I was really just, it was all I was thinking about. It was causing me great anxiety all the time because I was just worried about it all the time. And this, like doing the show with you, and doing the other shows I've been doing, and then I'm going to go to Michigan and talk for them this next weekend. It's like, it's pulling me back out. I kind of retreated into myself, and I was having a pity party, and I was having a worrying over everything party. And this is exactly what I need to get my head in a different space so that I can succeed with, getting my health back and
Yeah.
stuff. So, I mean, this has just been it's been a blessing for me. And, timing is everything in the world. And for me, timing has been a big deal. So I'm thankful. I'm so glad you asked me, to do this. I've been asked by other people if I would I co-host that Voices of Contact with those, with
Right.
Mary
Yeah.
and Deb and RJ and Mike. And it's great. And I love doing it. But, then that's a new thing too. That's just happened in the last month or so. But I, this has always been something special for us. We've always just worked well together, meshed well together.
Oh yeah.
You're like a brother to me. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like kicking it with my little brother,
Mhm.
and just talking about whatever. And it's just
Yeah.
really therapeutic and been so much fun. And I really have missed it over the years.
Oh,
Really.
me too.
And I do miss going out on a good investigation too. I haven't done that in years. We're going to
Right.
have to do that
Oh, we need to set something up. I'll drive
for
up,
sure.
or I'm pretty close to Waverly now. Pretty close to. Do you remember Ghost Hunters when they went to the Willard Library?
I vaguely do remember
Yeah,
that.
it's here.
Where you live?
Yeah, it's like, well, it's 25 miles. I live about 25 miles out of Evansville.
They have a webcam
Yes.
that I used to watch all the time, hoping that I
Yes.
would see something when I was bored,
Right.
So,
I know in October, the group that I've been working with here locally is going to the Davies house, and I believe that's up your way. I'll have to
that
find out
sounds
for sure.
familiar.
Yeah, it's up. I think it's in Kokomo.
I
Or
think it is
around.
too. Didn't it used to be a funeral home at one time, and then it was something else, and then it was something else. I mean, there's a couple, 2 or 3 different
Yeah.
places here in Kokomo.
I'll find out for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll find out for sure and let you know. But when I come up, it'll be an overnight. I'll just come and crash with you.
Hell yeah. I've got a pretty comfortable couch. So
That's all I need. Hell, I can go to sleep sitting up.
my son's I got a great recliner. I slept in it for months, but yeah, my son's in the guest room. But yeah, hell yeah, come on up. That'd be awesome. See, I really missed. I love stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know why, but I just always have.
We need to, we'll put our heads together and see if we can't get something worked out. We'll get a hold of Parker and I'll see if a couple others might be interested in coming. But I mean, we can do it up there. Like I said, I don't mind the drive. You can do it down here. I mean, I know you more rather stick closer up to the north.
I'm old and it's harder for me to drive.
I was trying to be nice about it, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that would be totally cool. Well, yeah, I don't want you driving any interstates and all that bull.
It sucks to get old, but the alternative sucks more. So I guess I'll just have to do it. You already experienced me driving on the interstate, and hell, that was 10 years ago when I still could see. I scared you, didn't I?
Scared the shit out of me.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
do you remember when we went down to the that place in Kentucky?
Mackey's?
Mackey's. Yeah. And then we went down there and my car wouldn't start. Brand new. A brand new car.
You didn't have, but the miles that it took for you to drive from there to Mackey's on it, it
was brand new. And it turns out it was some kind of bad circuit board in the Ford was fabulous to me. They gave me a lifetime warranty. They rewired the whole thing, and it wasn't my fault. They paid for when I had to get it drugged back up there. Oh my God, though, I about had a heart attack.
Well, I mean, we're down in Nowheresville, Kentucky, and we're investigating Mackey's, who they say is a gateway to hell. Don't believe it. It's not.
I know.
It was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had some decent EVPs out of there, and we had a really good time. The bathrooms are kind of freaky, so don't go alone.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw a man sitting on a bar stool, and I mean, we saw some good stuff.
Yeah.
But
It was busy.
we got there, I mean, it's still light out. We just got there, and for some reason, you went to turn the car back on. And I don't know why, and it wouldn't start. And I'm thinking, we're 2.5, 3 hours from where I lived at the time. I'm like, how are we going to get home?
I was frantic.
It worked out, though.
It ended up starting, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It ended up starting, and you wouldn't turn it off. I think we even got gas with it running. We stopped at some kind of donut hole convenience store on the way out. Do you remember that?
Yes, and I refused to turn it off because I knew if I did, it wouldn't start again. And I'm like, no,
right?
Hell no, our asses are going home.
Right? So, but I mean, Mackey's was fun. It was, and we had some good
Mackey's.
stuff. Yep.
They did it on TV. I saw them do it. The Ghost Hunters.
I've seen it like 4 or 5 times over the last 3 or 4 months. Because I was going to talk to you. I was going to talk to you about this last week. And anyway, I don't know why I have an emery board. Flick and swish. I've been watching. We got the HBO Max thing, right? And they have like the Discovery Channel as part of. They call it Max now. Mm-hmm. And the Discovery Channel, of course, all the branches of different station or networks that they have under Discovery are on there as well. So I see a lot of paranormal shows, and half of them are, it's not worth watching. Like, I don't know, Ghost Adventures, because he's a twat. But the Ghost Brothers, have you seen these guys?
I think I have seen them.
The 3 black guys?
Yeah.
They are absolutely awesome. If I could ever get onto an investigation with them, I would jump all over it.
That's what I thought. The episode I saw with them on the way they were acting, I'm like, dude, they belong in our group because they are.
That is exactly it. That's kind of how we rolled while we were investigating with Pert.
Mm-hmm.
It was just big fun, and we were there to do a job, but it was fun just kind of being us and doing our thing. So, but yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about getting a hookup and trying to set something up, do an investigation. Like I said, we can get a hold of Parker, a couple others. Maybe they'll join in with us and just kind of go and do something and have a good time.
You'll have some fun. I used to be the donut and coffee lady. Remember? And then at Ripa, I always brought all the coffee and donuts for everybody.
Right. Remember that old stinky house on the Far East Side that it was
yes.
It was you and Chesterton and
and I went to go get something at the convenience store, and he scared the shit out of me because he drove like a maniac.
He was talking doing that, and he was talking shit to the guys at the convenience store, wasn't he?
Yes, and I thought he was going to get us all killed. He was
right.
Crazy.
You came back, he was like, "Help, mother!
Help me!"
The house is so stinky, and one of the first things I think when we did the walk,
smelled like weed, and I'm like, these people are high, literally.
They had a bong in the back bedroom closet, and I'm like,
no. I'm like, no. We can't be doing when you're doing drugs. We can't tell whether you're just high or if you're actually having.
Dude, you were higher than Cootie. They were all probably higher than Cootie Brown the entire time we were there. So,
and all they did was eat. They just kept going to get fast food and coming back. Yeah. They were just eating fast food all night.
All night. It was,
that was interesting. That was very.
No, it had no interesting on it. It was just terrible.
It was terrible.
Terrible. It was.
And we didn't get anything either.
No, not at all. I
except
still think
contact high.
That's right. I think one of the best episodes, like you said, was the cat at the roads.
There wasn't even a cat there, but
the door slamming on us, the little pitter patter of feet, the little girl's voice going "freak out." Dun, 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 dun. That was terrific. But nothing beats the "hello, everybody."
I just listened to that the other day, and you can hear Angie goes, "Ah!"
Oh, what? Why is that going on?
Why is this walkie-talkie? Why is this walkie going off? And then you hear this little girl's voice go, "Hi, everybody!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" We were in the middle of nowhere at like 3:30 in the morning. There was no way that was a kid playing on a walkie-talkie. For one thing, those crappy little Minlands, they only had like maybe a mile range anyway.
If that, and we had 8 of them, and all 8 of them were on the table and on.
And only one of them was kicking in and keying and playing. Yeah. We got some really, really good stuff. When I see the stuff they show on TV, I'm like, y'all are
right.
You already know we didn't do it for very long, unfortunately, but in that short amount of time, we got some phenomenal stuff. We're gonna have to put some on the show. I've got some files. We'll have to play a little bit, brag on ourselves a little bit, because we got some good shit. Way better than the stuff they show on TV. There's none of that, pareidolia trying to think it said this or that. This is pretty. I mean, it's like, "Hi, everybody." You can't get any clearer than that. Or "Hi, right. Ginger." Remember that with the MRIPA? "Hi, Ginger." I got that on my. It's on the video, but it's also on my recorder. "Hi, Ginger." Yeah. I mean, the old dudes.
You can do that with software, can't you?
Huh?
You can add. I think you can add video with this software. Well, I'll look into it. I'll see.
Yeah. Well, you can screen share.
Yeah, that's true. We could do that.
So, I mean, sure. We'll have to figure out our software because we're newbies on this one. But
this new software.
I like it though.
I think it worked out really well. Other than the music coming through.
Can you see? Yeah, it sounded like didn't sound very good. But can you see the chat in YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. I was just gonna say, because I just checked and it said we had 1 viewer, so it must be you. We'll get more though, because I can't see the chat. All I can see is the chat on StreamYard. So
really? When you open up YouTube, you don't see the chat there?
I can open it up on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see it. I only have one screen.
Yeah.
I can see the chat. Yeah, I can see the chat on YouTube on my phone. But I have to turn it down because I can hear us. But we look pretty good.
Other than this droopy eye.
What's going on with that? I noticed that.
Bell palsy.
Oh, okay. My mom had that a long time ago.
I had a bout with shingles on my ear. I was 44 years old. It got shingles on my ear really bad. And during that time, my whole face went numb, like the whole right side of my face. I thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah.
And went to the doctor, and apparently the shingles caused damage to the nerve that comes out of the skull or goes through the skull and caused the Bell palsy and caused the drooping. You can really tell when I get tired. I sound like I've been drinking all night long. But it never really recovered.
Oh, look. I just sent a message. "Hi, Greg." And it did pop up on the StreamYard chat. Sure in the hell did.
Did it really? So did you do it in? Did you do it in YouTube
I
or
did
did you
it
do?
in YouTube. I did it in
Oh,
YouTube, and it popped up
excellent.
in the StreamYard chat, but it says a YouTube logo, so I know it came from YouTube.
It's perfect.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Never mind.
So now we know that that software will stream directly to YouTube. So we should be
Mm-hmm.
good to go. Like I said, I did record it, so we'll put it in with the regular videos as well.
Uh-huh.
And I think
Well, I think when you live stream, does YouTube automatically record it?
with this software, it has you set up if you
Okay.
want to live stream.
Yeah.
So you get the information from your YouTube page, you put it into the SoundYard thing, and then when you hit the go live, it automatically connects to your live feed for YouTube. So after a period of time afterwards, it's like half hour, 45 minutes for it to all upload, and then it's viewable under the live section. Like I said, I am recording this as well on the other software, so I'm going to put it up in the regular chat or the regular videos as well.
Okay.
And so you can see it in both places there. But
You're just gonna have to get get that music taken care of.
yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I'm having to go from one software into the other, which I'm sure it distorts and loses packets from going from one to the other. I'll check the video though, and I'll make sure that it's clear on that end. Hopefully it is, and if not, then I'll work on it between now and next Thursday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Here on the Midwest Air Talk Radio Network.
Next Thursday.
Oh, are you gone next Thursday next week?
I will be gone, so it will be you.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you have to do it by yourself.
I don't know. I might try to call in some reinforcements, see if somebody wants to do the show with me.
Yeah, because I'm leaving for Michigan to that conference to talk.
Are you gone for 2 or 1 week?
I'll be home the next Thursday.
Oh, wait, okay.
It's just a weekend. I'm flying out there Thursday, and then I'll be there Friday and Saturday, and then I'm flying home on Sunday.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll talk about how everything went out there and what you guys did and talked about, and get the whole lowdown on that. We'll also not next the week, a week from Thursday is when we'll do that, but the week following that Thursday, maybe we can get together during the week and get some videos and EVPs and stuff uploaded on here. Do screen shares and whatnot to where we can show some, the people's a little bit of what we've gotten over the years.
Yep, I got it already. It's all on my desktop, ready to go. So
I have to get a external DVD drive. My computer doesn't have a DVD ROM drive. But I found, I don't know, 4 or 5 different CDs, DVDs from our investigations. So I'll try and see if I can do that and get that all hooked up. And I'm going to work on my studio. While you're gone, I'll do that. I got a whole bedroom that I'm setting up as a studio, so it'll be pretty cool.
Yay.
So, also, just so you guys know, Live 365, you can click the link on the website, MidwestParatalkRadio.com. Live music running through. You guys just want to hang out while you're doing something on your computer, or you don't have to. It's, whatever. Whatever you want to do. But you can't go over to Midwest Prayer Talk Radio on YouTube and check out our older videos, as well as the 2 new that are up there right now, or that will be up there tonight. We also have our digital call letters, which is WMPP, Digital Broadcasting, Richland, Kokomo, Indiana, PP. And what else? DebsHome.com, MidwestParatalkRadio.com. And remember, on the store page, if you click on the MPR logo, it takes you to a Cafe Press It's got NPR swag on there. You can click on Deb's book. It'll take you to, that's an Amazon link for Deb's book. You can do that and get her book through the website, or you could go through on debshome.com and find the links for her book on her website. Go ahead and check that out as well. We're going to try and get a special guest star to co-host with me next week. And then Deb will be back to talk about the conference the week after that. And then, of course, we're going to get some EVPs and some video and whatnot of investigations. I need to find my Mansfield audio. I can't. I've looked for it for years. I can't find it. But anyway, anything you want to add, Deb?
No.
Any shows or anything you got coming up on the next couple of days that you're going to be on?
Friday at 8 on Facebook Live and the vlog on YouTube. I'll be co-hosting the Voices of Contact. It'll start on, you can get it on Facebook Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's me, Mary Bassett, Michael Carter, and Deb and RJ DeRouse, and we listen to people being regressed for their, UFO experiences, and then we talk about the segments. It's kind of interesting. It's an interesting take. An experiencer, a minister, a therapist, and then some paranormal researchers. So it's different angles.
Awesome. I'll come in. I'll be there.
Cool.
I told you to pick your nose and the other one, and you didn't.
And I did too. Did you hear me giggle?
No, I didn't.
I laughed.
I was like, I see you. Pick your nose.
I know, and I laughed.
I said, bitch, I'm not doing that, you dumbass.
No, I did not say that.
Yes. All right, you guys. I want to thank you for hanging out with Midwest Paratalk Radio tonight. Remember, every Thursday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, we're going to be rocking and rolling, live streaming onto YouTube. Probably going to get us a podcast page as well. So like Podomatic.com. I got that. I got the Midwest Paratalk Radio podcast page back. So I'll be able to upload pods there. You can listen to them whenever you want, just because you love the sound of Devin and my voice. So we're all lovable like that. So anyway, we want to thank you guys for hanging out. You guys take care, and I'll see you next week, and then we'll have a good time. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thank you for hanging out with Midwest Paratalk Radio tonight. Remember, you can catch us every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central.